Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is CYDANNI.
And I'm Leke.
And today we're going to talk about our trip to Yonah Mountain. It was amazing. We had such a great time.
That's right. It was 2.5 miles up.
Yeah, it was about 2.5 miles up. It was the highest mountain that I ever climbed. Was it the highest mountain?
I'm not sure actually. Don't know.
Sure.
I don't think so. I might have climbed one that was equal or a little bit more.
Okay, so he's a, what's it called, mountaineer? I think that's what they call it, like people that hike mountains. So we were just feeling real frisky and adventurous and say, let's go hike this mountain. All right. Y'all know we weren't really even looking prepared. We had on jeans, I had on a big sweater. As we started to hike this mountain, I was wheezing, and I'm pretty in shape, but I was really starting to wheeze, and I had to take off my sweater. I started to really realize that the New Balances we had on wasn't cut for the hike. And in all of that, we started really seeing the symbol of this hike and how this hike is basically compared to life and going towards your goals, and how you have to be ready to get to where you want to get, which is the summit of Yonah Mountain. And by the way, Yonah means dove in Hebrew.
That's right. Yeah, so pretty much it was just, like she said, a path. Although it was a hike, we were just looking at it as a walk. Because yeah, the mountain, the path was already made out for us for people that wanted to go up the mountain. So the path was there that we had to follow, so we just had to take it one step at a time, step by step. And even though we weren't dressed in hiking gear, I still think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
We got up there, but when we started up the mountain, we noticed different things and we started comparing it to life, and we had epiphanies and revelations.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I think one of the first ones that I've started realizing was, like, I started putting my hand on trees to help my way up. And I said, Leke, these trees are like people that help you on the way in your walk, in your life. People that are stable, that you can kind of like lean on for support. So that was one of the first things that I seen, like, as a comparison or a symbol to the path in life.
Yeah, the first thing that I realized was the control of your breath.
Oh yeah.
The control of your breath, how pacing yourself and really taking in all the oxygen, all the life that you need in order to exert out into whatever activity you're doing, how you need to have a steady and controlled pace.
That's
to
so
your
true.
breathing.
That is so true. Because, like, I think that's why I was like wheezing in the beginning, was because I wasn't controlling my breath. I wasn't focusing. I was just going up the mountain. So I think another thing that I noticed is that there were a lot of people that were coming down. Some people was friendly and saying hi. Some people weren't really even looking at us. Some people were giving us tidbits. And I think that also symbolized, like, people in reality. Like, you gonna meet people on your way up. Right. And not everyone's gonna say hi. Not everyone's gonna, hey, keep on going. But some people are. And some people even go a little further and give you some tips on, how to make this path even more successful for you.
Awesome. So,
What about that one guy?
What one guy?
That one guy that warned us on our way up that it was kind of like when we really started getting closer to the top, some guy was like, hey, it's getting really, really steep.
Yeah, he said it's getting really, really steep, and he said, take your time, take plenty of breaks, and this is a hard little stretch.
A
hard little stretch. So right before you get to the top, right before you get to your destination, you're probably gonna realize that that's when it's the hardest. Just like in a race, just like in a marathon, when you've been running for so long, your body gets tired, but you're right there next to the finish line. But it seems like these steps are harder than the ones than in the beginning.
Yeah.
So many people give up right before they reach the top. Yeah, and guys like him, people that have already been to the top, that are courteous enough to share their knowledge with people that are on their way up to the top, are very valuable
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah. And some other people would have been like, oh, whatever, la da da da. But you got to really listen and have that ear to hear the warning he was saying, because he was right. As soon as we kept going, it did start getting really steep. And he was also right that it was tough, but it was a little stretch. So it wasn't even that long to make it to the top. Another thing that reminds me of was that couple that was like, there's a little open field. And I remember a few yards down, I seen it and I was like, this is it. And Lake is like, no, that's not it. And I think that was a lesson for me, because really I knew it wasn't it, because it didn't match their description. But I was just so eager to take that break that I was just ready to settle anywhere. Do not settle anywhere. Do not settle. You have to keep going up. They were just putting out a marker for us, because even when we got to that stretch, that little stretch, we noticed that, hey, there's a lot of people sitting around, but we just took a real quick gander. We just looked around and we just kept it moving. It's when you start sitting down and getting comfortable, then that's when your muscles start to scream out, hey, this sucks. Why are you even going further in life? Why are you even bothering? Is the goal even worth it? Keep going. Don't give up.
That's right. So finally, when we got to the top...
What about that maneuvering part too?
Oh, maneuvering. I don't know. What about it?
I remember when we were walking, there was like, Aleke was just zooming through, and I was like, man, this dude knows how to maneuver. Remember how some rocks were just sticking up out of nowhere?
Oh yeah, so you just got to know how to maneuver in life. Sometimes you'll have obstacles and you'll have to know whether you need to go over, whether you need to go under, whether you need to go around.
Yeah.
It's very important to stay flexible and agile.
Yes, yes.
Agility will help you in your walk and in your path to the top.
Yeah. And I think one of the last things I realized on the actual hike up was, well, I guess two things. One, being prepared. We had a few things in our bag, not really great stuff, but we had some water. We had the Word of God in our bag because we were going to do a little Bible study when we got up to the mountaintop. What else we had? We had some sweater, things to make sure that you're warm. Whatever it is, make sure that you're prepared on your journey in life too. Whatever you got to do, read, invest in yourself, make sure that you're prepared, because that's a key on being successful in your path. But then lastly, the thing that I realized is that there was a narrow path at one point. And in that narrow path, I had to throw Leke my camera bag. I was like, hold on. I have to literally squeeze through, and I'm already skinny, so it was still a squeeze, but it wasn't that much of a squeeze, but y'all know what I mean. It was still a squeeze. You can't bring everything with you and everyone with you that's unnecessary on your way up. You have to kind of sometimes go through these narrow paths, and these narrow paths are not for everyone to make it. And that's okay, because they probably have another path already waiting for them. So that was the last thing that I've learned on that trek, 2.5 miles up the mountain. And y'all, I know y'all waiting and saying, wait a minute, but didn't y'all get lost in the dark? But we're going to get to that in just 1 second.
When we got close to the top, we felt like we were on the top, but I was looking around, I was seeing if we could go higher. So never lose your ambition. Never, like she said, with the open path or the open area for the rest spot, like never settle. Always continue to look for ways to go higher. And just, maintain that ambition and that hunger.
Yeah, that's really true, because once again, we got to the top and I was ready to chill out, and he was like still looking, and I was like, man, what you looking for? We're done, we're up the top. And he was like, there's more. And wow, there was more. So don't be afraid to forge your own path. Don't be afraid to keep pushing forward. It was a beautiful time. As y'all see, the atmosphere was awesome. You could see as far as your eye could see. It was just perfect. So we got basically caught up in that moment, and that's how the whole story time is. How we the sun went down on us, y'all. As we were headed back down the mountain, it got dark. And it was really dark, meaning like no sunlight. We're in the forest.
That's right. It was like we were racing against time to get down to the bottom and get to back to our vehicles. So we were just basically letting gravity just take us down. So we were skipping over rocks and kicking rocks, and then finally when it got dark, we definitely had to slow down, and we had to use our other senses to get us through our path. I was even using my feet to kind of like drag across the floor a little bit, and if I kick a rock, I know that I need to step over it. You know, it's like when you can't see, you have to use all of your senses. Your feet become your eyes, your hands become your eyes. You have to adapt and overcome.
Yeah, and that's what we did. That's how we made it out the mountain in the dark. We were walking by faith and not by sight, and we were just trusting that no matter what, we'll make it through. Even though we heard some weird things in the bushes, we still made it out.
That's right.
So thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, believers, keep coming up.